ACY Securities Market Update. My name is Alistair Schultz and I'm going to be your host through today's trading journey. Now, in the news that's occurred overnight, we did have some unscheduled releases that occurred, and that came from Trump himself. So he has had a bit of a speech and a bit of a jibber jabber about payroll tax cuts in an attempt to try and boost the economy. So there should be more coming out about that later in the day today, but it is unscheduled, so be prepared for it to be unpredictable. Now, what they're aiming to do with that instance is, as opposed to using monetary stimulus to try and boost the economy under the Fed's ability, Trump is now trying to put it through in his own powers outright to try and increase spending and help people who are currently in obviously dire need with the impact that we're getting from oil, coronavirus, and now stock market turbulence as well. So in addition to that, we also had Qantas speak about overnight and their ability to actually run for the next sort of 6 months. They are cutting international travel by 25% and grounding flights to do so. And naturally, I'm sure as many of you are already aware, the turmoil that we've seen in the stocks, but the S&P 500 has halted for the first time since 1997 due to the circuit breaker effect happening. Now, we've seen all indexes across the board basically move at least 7% or more down, and a variety of stocks have been obviously gone with it. So keep an eye on that today. I imagine we will see more action happening and likely to see further declines, but it will all be dependent on how we move on to the next week and what happens with oil. Now, just to put that all into perspective for you, I have the S&P 500 behind me here now on a 4-hourly chart, and you can see where it's brought itself down from at the absolute top of price. So it is currently now at a very low point that it hasn't been for quite some time, and I anticipate that it will go further. It is one of the biggest moves on record since 2008 and the GFC. So we could be up for some more damage coming down the track. But nonetheless, this does not mean it is a bad time to be in the markets. It just means you need to be more careful and more risk adverse to what you're normally doing. Now, for the news ahead of the week, we have the RBNZ and Governor Orr making a statement. So look for the indicators for him actually pushing towards cutting rates at their next monetary policy meeting. That will be something that we will likely see, considering where everywhere else is going and the current yield curve inversions and challenges that we're seeing across the globe. Now, in addition to that, we have China CPI and PPI. So that's Consumer Price Index and Producer Price Index. Now, we might be able to see a little bit more data about the consumers. We are obviously going to see it not be good. It will be negative data for us all, but just how far it goes is going to be a surprise for many of us. Now, the next aspect is also we have Euro updating their GDP expectations and UK 10-year Treasury bond yields and the auction rate figures coming for that. So let's keep an eye on those today and see what we can do with the market. Now, if you have any questions about today's price action, or if you've got some questions about our videos, then feel free to send me an email at talk2al@acy.com. And of course, like and subscribe the video so you can get more updates from us in the future. Have a good trading day ahead.